Today we're going to be doing a shot breakdown. So what I'm going to be doing is going through pre-production, production, and post-production. I'm going to be brainstorming live here. I don't want to mimic a shot or try to get a shot exactly like a frame from Shot Deck, strictly using it for reference purpose. So hopefully by the end, once we go through production and post-production, we have something that's a little more unique with some, inspiration from other shots, but truly it's something new and fresh and it's not just a recreation. So let's hop right into it. All right, so let's open up Shot Deck here. I think it's a great place to start looking for some ideas of what we can do. We're gonna be just doing it at my house, either outside or somewhere in the living room. I don't know, so we gotta kind of keep it pretty simple, don't wanna overdo it. And as I'm looking here, I see like these nice silhouettes. Could do something like that. Let's just do like backyard. I don't know, is that even a good thing? I don't know if I like this view. There we go, let's make it a little bigger. Okay, so just typed in backyard to see some shot ideas. Ooh, I like this one. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a new deck. I like this contrast of the sun hitting her face and the nice shadow on the left side. So maybe I could do something like that. It seems probably like sunset or sunrise. Oh, this is cool. I like this, the yellow hoodie here. I think that's another thing that I want to do is really focus on the wardrobe and the props. See if I can't elevate it with just a couple of really quick, easy tricks. But I want to do this really quick so I'm not too hung up on pre-production. We kind of got an idea. So I'm just going to grab a couple more clips. So I think we're going to be doing an outside shot, which is totally cool. Yeah, I kind of like this backlight situation going on here. This is kind of cool. I like this pose. This is a cool pose. How they're sitting on the ground. Good composition. I'll add that. I like this composition. That's cool. Center frame. It's more blue and it's inside, but kind of get the gist. Ah, this is cool. Okay. I think we got a theme here. Let's go to our deck. So we're gonna be doing something outside, probably heavily silhouetted the subject, but I think I'm gonna do a straight on shot with a subject in the middle of the frame in a unique pose maybe, or sitting on a chair, kind of like that. That's cool. So let's take these in the Milano and kind of break them down. Shot one, it's obviously overcast, wide shot, she's center frame. I don't necessarily think this is gonna fit with what I'm picturing us doing something outside, but I really like the frame and where the subject kind of is in that frame. I really like this one because it's super contrasty, so they're literally just silhouetted black against this nice like sunset, maybe, sunrise. This is a really cool frame. And then of course the first one I found, I really like this one too because it really shows the subject in a nice light. So yeah, I think what we're gonna be doing is a wide shot with the subject somewhere in the middle, coming in the frame, maybe sitting down like they're doing here. Maybe there's some type of story we can connect to it as if like the guy just got broken up with or he's going through a hard moment. So he's sitting down in his backyard, kind of like contemplating life, I guess. So let's kind of take this and let's make it into a shot.
So I found my framing here. I'm trying to get the focal length correct, trying to figure out where I want that. I really want some foreground elements in the shot, but this might be a little too much, so I decided on another shot, but I'm trying to just figure out what it looks like here in the middle. So I switch over to this angle, which I like a lot more. I think it opens up the image to get that actual wide shot, more of the house. Trying to figure out if I'm in the middle of the shot, so when I review it, come back to it. But yeah, the foreground element here is way better. Just reviewing the shot to make sure it looks good. Here's my wardrobe and my props. So now it's time to actually get the shot. So that's just me sitting there, trying it again. Overall, I think the frame looked really good, and so it was time to bring it back in and do some post.
So I really like the second one I got. It seemed that I hit my mark better. I'm like more center frame than this one. This one, I'm kind of off to the side. It's not bad, but I think I like this one more. So I'm gonna drag this into my timeline. Let's make this a little bigger. Okay, and so what I like to do when I color grade in Premiere is I use Film Convert. It seems like the easiest, quickest way to get that film look. Before we get into color grading, let's throw on the letterbox. I shot it with a 2.35 aspect ratio on the monitor. So I framed it in mind with that aspect ratio. So I'm still in the center, I'm not getting cut off or anything. I'm kind of in that lower middle thirds. So let's hop back over to the color grade. Let's pick our camera. So I'm using the R5C Canon R5C, and I shot this in C-Log3. So let's apply that, bring that down until we see what we like. Kind of like right there, that looks good. And let's mess with that temperature. I kind of really want to push that sunny orange, kind of vintagey vibe. And then let's just take some of that magenta down, barely. What I'll do is I'll scroll through these film stocks that Film Convert comes with and just kind of see what I like. So I started with this one. I like this one a lot here. I think that's like crunching the blacks a little bit more for us. Oh, it's kind of nice. Yeah, I think it's the first one I clicked on because it's not crushing it too much. So it's that nice in between. So I'm gonna keep the vibrance at 0% because if you bring that up, you start getting these really, to me, that looks like digital green. If you take that vibrance down, you kind of get this nice soft green yellowish color. And then I'll keep on the grain just to, like I said, give it that film look if we zoom in here. I might bring the strength up a little bit to maybe like 120, but then I'll soften it to like 10 or 12. So get a little more out of it. Yeah, it's there, but it's not, it's not distracting. So I'm liking where that's at. I'm gonna bring down the highlights because I feel like my hoodie's probably it's clipping a bit there. So let's bring those highlights down. Let's see what those blacks look like. I'm gonna bring the blacks up to like 4. Let's do like a 4. Now let's do 3.5. Okay, so let's play that really quick, see what that looks like. So I decided to add this kind of foreground element. I think that gave us some more like depth in the frame. I'm really liking what this fence is doing, kind of these leading lines leading you to the subject. And then yeah, just all this greenery really brings the frame alive with the movement and stuff. I really like how the sun is hitting. So it was about 3 p.m., 3:15 when we shot this. So the sun's over here coming down and it's giving this nice shadow to highlight. It's pretty stark. It's not too soft. I wish it would be a little softer, but we're in a wide, so I don't think it's that bad. If we were to get close up, that's probably when we would throw in some diffusion and stuff, but I like that the shadows, we're shooting into the shadows, so there's this nice contrast on the hoodie. The subject pops out with this yellow. Just give it a little S-curve, just a teensy one. Bring the midtones down a little bit. Kind of push those midtones into the yellowish orange, just a touch. Sometimes when I'm color grading, I'm like, am I making this look better or worse? So yeah, overall, I think it turned out really good. For this process, what I really wanted to do is just show that you don't need to recreate things exactly. You can use them as reference and get some inspiration for them. I pulled different ideas from each one. So like the one with the sweater that was yellow. I think that popped really nice with the green, so I threw a sweater on. I really like the other clip of where they're kind of sitting down, looking a little somber. That was nice. The contrast on the face here is pretty stark. I feel like that in the close-up for this, we could have got that pretty nicely, but you're seeing that stark contrast from the highlights and the shadows. So I'm just pulling from each one, getting that center frame here from this clip, and kind of meshing them together to create something new. I think it's a really cool practice, and I hope to do more of these in the future. So if you like stuff like this, please like and subscribe, and stay tuned for episode 2.